Welcome. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to Tuesday Museday. Do you guys all have your bongos out? I mean, that came out wrong. Sorry. All right, welcome everybody. It's great to see you all. Let's say hello. First, I have to back up the chat. Bill, Bradley, got here early. Roseanne, of course, is here. Welcome. And Christina, welcome. Alex. Doug, how are you? Daisy is here. Chris is here. Welcome back. Rebecca. And I hope I'm not missing anybody. We probably will have a few latecomers, as usual, which is fine. Hey, Cornelius. I am the bongo guy. Do you guys know why I'm the bongo guy? Cornelius knows. That goes back to the Yanni band days when I'd be like walking out on the sidewalk trying to get something to eat after a show, and then people would see me who saw me in the concert, you know, like they just saw me play all this stuff in the concert, but then they'd be like, "Hey, you're the bongo guy." It still cracks me up, you guys. You're the bongo guy. That kind of goes along with our theme today. There's a story behind the theme of today. Bongo. Did I call it bongo music? Welcome, David. So yeah, so that, and Nahuel, how do you say that? Argentina. All right. How do you say your name? Nahuel? You have to help me out with that. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to get a t-shirt made that said bongo guy. I still might. Should that be a t-shirt? Should that be a World Drum Club t-shirt? Available through Teespring and Patreon.com. Yeah, I think we should do that, right? Bongo guy. Even for anybody. You don't have to be a guy. You could be bongo gal, I guess. Or bongo. Or just bongo. All right, you guys. It's great to see everybody. Welcome. I got a little, again, a Dorian scale vibe. Kind of a cha-cha vibe going. Let's get back to it a little bit. Okay, that's enough of that. All right. So, how's everybody doing? Alex says, I have a nice Indian flute. That is cool. That's cool. That's awesome. And I love the rainbow palm tree vibe you got going. So yeah, so let me tell you the story about the bongo bongo music. I think that's what I titled today's show. So a while ago, a long time ago, I went to see a buddy of mine playing in a steel drum band somewhere in the Bay Area, and I was tagging along, and they were doing sound check, and it was like a 20-piece steel band, and my friend was playing in it, and I'm sitting out in the audience, like during sound check. There was just a couple people out there. You know, this is before the show, but there was an older couple there, and I don't know where they were from. I think they were from the South. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. But there was an older couple sitting right in front of me, and it just was funny to me because the guy in between one of the songs, you know, they had heard them play a couple tunes. And maybe they were sitting there from a show before. I don't know. I don't know why they were there. But they were sitting there. And the guy turns to his wife and he says, okay, well, let's go before they start playing their bongo bongo music. Which is funny on several levels. One, because they were playing steel band. They were playing soca and calypso from Trinidad, Tobago, the Caribbean. But not really a bongo kind of music. But I just thought it was funny because he doubled down on the fact that people don't know anything about percussion or the names of instruments or anything. And I love that bongo just gets inserted. It just replaces every word to describe anything. But then, I mean, yeah, on top of that, I think it was a little, I don't know how he meant it. I'm not going to try to project anything. You guys can imagine. I can't speak for the man, but it was just so funny to me. Let's go before they start playing their bongo bongo music. So anyway, I'd always remembered that. I just thought it was funny. So I want to play some bongo bongo music today for you guys. I'm gonna take it. See, that's what you do with if somebody says something in a little. I don't want to say he was being derogatory, but let's just imagine that was the case. We don't know, but that's what you got to do, you guys. You take it and then you make it something. You make it your own, and you use it in a positive way to spread the joy of music. All right. So, by the way, I've got these bongos cranked up today, which will shorten the life of the heads, but who cares, right? They're just bongo heads. They give their lives for music. And as always, I'm using these native tongue percussion. Got the cowbell over here and the wood block attachment over there. I also am using, congas, of course. And then I broke out a giant bell. It's a nice sized bell. That's like a, bongo bell. How do we know it's a bongo bell? Or the campana? Or there's my dog. Maybe my neighbor's dog. Maybe his name is Bongo. It's not. How do we know this is a bongo bell? And not a bell for timbales? You guys know? What is the answer? I'm going to leave that. And then we also have this. I have this smaller bell, which maybe we can use later. This is also a handheld bell. How do we know? We've got some other stuff over here. I brought out the, it's a touristy kind of, it's a CP percussion, actually. I want to, it is a weirdo, but it's like a manufactured, like on a lathe, which is fine. But I'm trying to find my my gourd weirdos because I like the gourd style. And yes, Christina is right. There's no thingy on it. That is exactly correct. Yeah, you guys, there's no way to mount it because let's go back. There's no mounting hardware on either of these, right? See, can you guys see that? Yeah, there's nothing on here. So you can't mount it to anything. So you got to hold it. I want to hold your hand. Bell. Yeah, Chris says there's no handle. I mean, there are cowbells with handles. Usually that's a more, I guess more like in elementary school, they give you a bell with a handle on it, but yeah. And let me show you an example of one that has a thingy. Hold on. That's not it. Okay. I can feel gender bell jokes coming. All right, but this is yeah, here's one with a mount, see? So this is the post mount. That doesn't mean it comes after the mount, it's just because it goes on a post. I love cracking myself up. All right, so that's, you know, this is the bell that we would use on a timbali setup or multi-percussion setup. It's about the same size, right? I mean, really, it's almost exactly the same, but I think this one's a little bigger. But this one has the hardware, right? So this is the handheld bell, and this is the bell for the stand. Okay, we got that cleared up. Before too much time passes, yeah, and I will echo what Roseanne just posted in the chat. And if you guys are listening to this, you know, by the way, did you guys know that these shows, I think, at least I said it on Patreon for Tuesday Musedays, or maybe it was in YouTube. Now I can't remember. I think they are a podcast too. So it goes out somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I think Tuesday Musedays somehow magically become a podcast that I'm sure nobody knows about. I barely know about it. But I think it is a podcast. That's why I try to describe things, or I read what's in the comments, because obviously, you know, otherwise nobody would know if they're just listening to the audio. But Roseanne said, if you are into Facebook, there is a World Drum Club Facebook group, and I'd love to see you guys there. And so would I. And so would you if you were there. So yeah, we have a Facebook group, World Drum Club, and Roseanne's great about posting stuff on there. It's kind of, you know, that Facebook group we put so we could share things. So if you're a World Drum Club fan, or you're a fan of Tuesday Musedays or whatever, percussion, anything you guys are doing, if you want to share photos or videos of you, or any links, any resources, it's kind of just a general spot for percussion stuff that we try to promote, you know, positivity and music. All right, so before we get too far down the road, let's do this.
Guess the sound!
All right, here we go. I think this should be, I always say this, but I think this should be pretty easy for you guys. Ooh, I like that harmonic. Did you guys catch that? I don't know how well the audio is coming out in the live stream, but there was this really cool, like, weird harmonic at the end. So, what is that? What is the sound? Who's going to guess it? I want a specific name, Cornelius, not just metal thing. I will not accept metal thingy, metal thing, some kind of metal object. Good guesses so far, but it is not, I'm afraid it's not agogo. It is not a cowbell, technically. It sounds like agogo, I'll give you that, but it is not. And it's not a salsa bell. And Cornelius said those bell things. Okay. See, I knew it. I was trying to get out ahead of that and head you off. There is a name. So now if you guys Googled like double bell, there are two bells connected, but what is it? Aha! Okay, I see Roseanne got the answer. That's it. See, it's good to, you guys are getting good. That's why we do ear training. because you don't want unruly ears. Yeah, so this is a Gankogui, and I know some of you don't know that word. That's okay. That's why we're here to learn, right? And this is the Ghanaian bell, double bell, and they are connected. Those are welded together. And this is kind of this sort of a large one, but they come in all different sizes. Actually, there are some Gankogui that are huge, like giant, like as big as a conga drum. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, good job, Roseanne. And there's two bells, and usually I hold it like this. I sort of pinch the top, but you can hold it different ways. And I like this set because it's very harmonious, right? Sort of a fifth. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, so that's Gankogui. I have a few different ones, different sizes. If you're shopping for these, I do recommend trying it in person. Don't just order it unless there are sound samples of the actual instrument, because these are very, they have definite pitches. Not that they're tuned to a scale or A440 or anything, but they are, they do have definite pitches. So if you wanted to get a Gankogui bell with specific pitches, you could, or if you want to avoid having certain pitches, you could do that too. So, if you, for example, use these in a recording, or if anybody did, and the instruments were tuned like really close to this, but not exactly, it might sound just really weird in the music. On the other hand, they could be tuned with the music. They could be tuned really away from the music, so there's no clash. There's no question about, oh yeah, that's a bell, and that's not supposed to be in tune with the music. But I'm just saying it's one of those things that you want to consider when you're shopping for bells, or you're going to be using them in recordings or live gigs. Okay, Geneva, welcome. So yeah, that's the Gankogui. That is today's Guess the Sound instrument, and congratulations to Roseanne, who gets bongo amount of points, because we're substituting the word bongo for everything today. So you get bongo points. Congratulations. Oh, and Doug asked, where do they come from? So this is, these bells, the Gankogui are they're considered Ghanaian. If you look up Ewe people, the Ewe people drum gahu, Gahu, gahu. Yeah, you look at those things, Ewe drumming ensemble, gahu drumming ensemble, drum gahu. There's a book called Drum Gahu. But these are easy to find. These are around. So just do a little searching. All right. Yes, and Roseanne will cherish the bongo points. Those are unique points, because most points are just numbers. But now you have points that are outside of that category. Special. Very special. All right. What else? Let's get some business over with. We have the master class with the master, Robert Wallace. I'm promoting this, you guys, because you don't want to miss this stuff. This is good stuff. And Robert's business up there in Alameda, in Oakland, Berkeley, Alameda area is called Total Rhythm. And that's what he's doing. We've known each other a number of years, but we really haven't had the chance to work together. And I've been bugging him to do something on the channel, and he finally said yes, because he has time now. And I'm just really glad that he's going to be with us doing Brazilian rhythms for congas, which is great. So anyway, check that out. That's coming up soon. Is that next weekend? Yeah, I think it is. This Saturday. I think it's this Saturday. Okay, so that's what's happening with Robert. Who is this other guy in my screen? Hey, one of me is enough. All right, and welcome, Billy. Yes, good to see you. Yes, this is you're just a bongo player. Oh my goodness. Um, yeah, and it's true. But Billy is saying that a lot of percussionists, conga players, bongo players, timbaleros like Tito Puente, but a lot of band leaders are the drummer, are the conga player, sometimes the bongo player, usually conga player. But yeah, that it's just funny that sometimes the bongo guy is used as a well. Look, I mean, look when I was in certain bands, and I'll just say, look, I was playing with Yanni. He's not known for percussion and bongos and stuff. Nobody was there to see the bongo guy. I mean, I think I added some stuff that was good, but I knew my place in that gig, right? Also, I played with Barry Manilow for a while. It's just percussion add-on stuff. Every once in a while, there's you add some icing on the cake, a little spice here and there, and that's fine. But in a lot of music, the percussion, of course, is the central or a central component. So, yeah. We're with our people here. It's okay. But if you missed the Bongo Bongo music story, maybe go back and check it out. All right, I'm going to clear my looper just to get ready. If you guys want to start thinking about some Gimme Five stuff now, that would be fine. I'm going to set up a groove because I thought about doing some like Calypso kind of thing only because that's what the Bongo Bongo music was about, was Calypso, although I don't know if I'm really prepared for that, but I might try. So I'm just checking out some different rhythms in my headphones. You guys can throw out some Gimme Five options while I'm doing this. Hmm. Maybe I'll just play a little groove. All right. By the way, also, Doug, I hate to tell you, but the BMW spring has been moved back out to the side yard. So I don't have that. I might have a darbuka handy. I'm not sure. I do have congas, bongos, the usual stuff right here. Percussion. There is a djembe. There's my darbuka. It's back there somewhere. All right. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. If you guys haven't really checked out Calypso music and soca, right? Calypso and soca, Soca, and Calypso, check it out. It's super fun. It's associated mainly with the pan music of the steel pan from the Trinidad Tobago island areas. And I think it's a style that's not super. You know it if you hear it. You know you guys are. I'm sure you guys have all heard it, but it's it's different than reggae. It's not like Jamaican so much, which is kind of more reggae. Soca and Calypso is kind of like what I was just playing on the congas. It's kind of that vibe, and it's super fun, super energetic, great music. And the steel pan, of course, is a wonderful instrument. Now 100 years old. Yeah, it's only about 100 years old, but maybe you know what? It's not even that old. I think it's I'm not a historian, but I think I don't think it was even a thing until the 40s or 50s, maybe later. I know it was after World War II, so it must have been in the 50s or 60s. So pretty young instrument. Anyway, check out some steel pan, some calypso. Yeah, Doug saying Belafonte. Yeah, sort of. I mean, in the commercial way, yeah. Um, but check out some of the Panorama music from Panorama. If you look up Panorama, which is like their big carnival, I think it's happening around now. I think it's February, March, April, somewhere in there. Yeah. And Roseanne is saying search for soca music on YouTube. Yeah, soca is a little more four on the floor than the calypso. Calypso has more of a, and soca is just a. It's a little more straight in general, but they're both really fun. All right, give me five entries are closed, and it's that Daisy is the chosen one. Flute from intro, bongos, double bell, kashishi, and voice. Oh, all right. Okay. Uh, and is there any tempo, slow, medium, fast, that you'd like with that? The flute is a D flute, D minor, high D minor flute. Bongos, double bell, kashishi, and voice. Where is my kashishi? All right, we'll get that going. Here it is. That's the kashishi, just in case you guys didn't know. Maybe that'll make its way into a guess the sound. Roomba style. All right, let's see. So are bongos the only drums I get? Let me see. Let me look at it again. Yeah, I think so. All right. Well, got to make it work, right? That's the challenge. Okay. Here we go. I'm working on it. Okay, that was a dramatic ending. I don't know what that was, you guys. I'm not sure. I think that was what they call bongo bongo music. What else are you going to call that? Anyway, thank you, Daisy, for the suggestion. You never know where these things are going to go. But I hope that was fun. Hey, MP, thanks for showing up. I hope that was interesting and fun and weird. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Oh, that's very generous. Thank you very much. That is awesome. Please let your example inspire and inspire others. Yeah, thanks, you guys. I appreciate that. By the way, I was working earlier to set up my laptop, but it was not behaving. The HDMI was not doing whatever it's supposed to do. And so I bailed on that. I bailed on the technology. You know, if it's not working, I don't fight it. But what I wanted to show you is that I've got some tracks up at our Patreon, the patreon.com/Kalani. page, and I've been getting requests from some people who are not necessarily paying patrons, but they still want to grab like a track or a video or a lesson or something. So I've been posting some tracks in this. We have a shop over there. So I'm mentioning this. Thank you, Christina. That was very generous. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. If you guys want, and here's another way you could support the channel and then get some stuff. I mean, not that you're not getting stuff now, hopefully, but if you want to go grab some tracks, there's play along tracks. I just posted one that I think is pretty fun and cool. It's simple, but it's 8 bars of like a salsa groove and then 8 bars of solo, like just drums with, so you can solo over it. And it goes back and forth. And I posted in there that I thought that's really valuable for those of you who want to work on your phrasing, because you just groove for 8 bars and then you solo for 8 bars and you groove for 8 bars and you solo for 8 bars and you keep going back and forth, so that it really helps you develop your sense of timing and phrasing, because that's the kind of stuff that you want to be able to do if you play with other people and kind of get a sense of how many bars of music are going by and what does an 8 bar solo sound like, what does a 16 bar solo sounds like. It sounds about twice as long as an 8 bar solo, FYI, or 4 times as long as a 4 bar solo. But that's the kind of stuff that you can use tracks like that for. And so I'm going to be posting more stuff in the shop at Patreon, including videos. Right now I mostly have audio, but go check it out. There's samples over there, patreon.com/Kalani. For those of you who are patrons, that's a free track for you. If you're a paid patron, it's free, even at the lowest level. And then there's other stuff that's only for like people at the higher tiers, because, you know, that's how we do things these days. Business class, first class, etc. But go check it out if you want. And I don't know, maybe we can put a link in the chat before this is all over. But in any event, I want to say thanks again for you guys for showing up. And let me know what you want to see, if there's a theme or instrument. If you have any questions for Tuesday Museday, I'm happy to look into it for you. Go to the Facebook page and join us and put your questions and comments over there. You can also email me. kalanidas@gmail.com is my basic email, and Kalani Music is my website that hasn't been updated for about 25 years, but you can go there and there's a form, and it would be nice if somebody used my web form other than spammers. So I get excited sometimes if I get a message and it's actually from a real person who isn't trying to optimize my website. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but yeah. So Rebecca's asking a question: what is phrasing? In short, phrasing is just when we play music in sets of beats and measures, so that it's a phrase. So when we play a phrase and we play it intentionally and musically and plan it and execute it, we just call that phrasing. It's basically like if you were speaking, giving a speech. You know, it's kind of like a sentence or maybe a short paragraph, that kind of thing. And it just relates to the musicality and the structure and the form of the music that you play. All right, that's my short answer. But I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the super chat tips. Thank you. Thanks to Roseanne for showing up every week and keeping an eye on all you guys, all the rest of you. And have a great week, everybody. Appreciate you. And I will see you soon. Oh, also, I voted today. Maybe you did too. All right. See you guys later. World Drum Club.